Ike Live, brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. We are at a Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday evening. I'm all messed up. Thank you for joining brand new Ike Live at the Bar. We got a really, really, really good show for you tonight, guys. You know, a lot of these Ike Live at the Bars, it's just Becky and I just shooting the shit. We're going to do a little bit of that for you tonight. But we also have a great guest popping on with us in about 20 minutes or so. Tai Au is coming on, fellow B-boy. Can't wait to get Tai on to talk a little bit about some of the junk that's happening. Also, want to catch up with him on some positive stuff too. It's not going to be all about the DQ. It's going to be some other stuff. Let me remind you guys watching that this show is brought to you by Abu Garcia, the maker of great rods and reels. Head on over to abugarcia.com. Check out what they got. Listen, man, if you like throwing big baits, Abu has a new rod and reel called the Beast. Go check that one out. It's pretty awesome. Also brought to you by Tackle Warehouse. Everyone I know shops at Tackle Warehouse. Tackle Warehouse has exclusives only available on TW. I'm talking about colors, sizes, and shapes, including the brand new Berkeley Chop Block. A couple exclusive colors in the Chop Block. We'll talk about that in a second. Last but not least, this show is brought to you by the Ike Foundation. Head on over to ikefoundation.org to learn about how you can help get new people, new kids fishing. All right, first things first, guys. This is Ike Live at the Bar. We're going to have a couple cocktails tonight. Hope you're chilling out, watching this show. If you like an adult beverage, I hope you're enjoying one. If you don't, that's cool too. I am drinking and look up.
Did you shake it?
I didn't shake it. I don't know what happened there.
Has a lot of head.
This is a beer my buddy Jeremy gave me. I had one the other night, and it was delicious. This is a Neshaminy Creek Brewing County Line IPA. I like this IPA. This is a lighter IPA. If you're watching this and you're like, oh, those IPAs, they're so heavy. This is a lighter IPA. This happens to be a Pennsylvania beer and really, really delicious. So I'm drinking the Neshaminy Creek County Line IPA, and Becky's drinking. What are you drinking? Wine? Becky's drinking wine tonight. Bella.
Shout out to Bella.
Shout out to Bella for all you wine heads out there. We got a little Bella in the house. I wanted to start. I mentioned it in the opening. And before I get into that too, let me remind you, I want to make sure I say this.
A lot of our friends are here.
Yeah, a lot of people checking in. I want to make sure I say this.
Charles, hi Frank.
Guys, please, we want to hear from you tonight. Send your thoughts in on the comment section. I've got my readers. I've got my old guy readers. I'm going to be looking at the comments. We want to hear from you on these topics. Also, listen, this isn't like a page where we censor. Whatever your opinion is, we value it. We have an opinion. We're going to give you our opinion, and we definitely will value your opinion as well. So hit us up on the comments tonight. And I want to start. Let me little roll call. Beck said we got some homies checking in. We've got Thomas checking in with the sharp cheese tonight. Elijah, what's up? We got Florida Man Fishing checking in with us. Met me back in the day. We've got Sean Patrick over there from Canada. Is that Canada or Canada, California? Checking in with us. Robert Phillips, another Florida guy. Carl checking in with us from upstate. Chris.
Look,
yeah.
So the new feature on StreamYard is you can see this is how it looks like for Facebook.
Yes.
That's how it looks like in Instagram.
Oh.
So they can only see your eyeballs.
Oh, they can only see my eyeballs. Oh, okay. So you want me to back up? Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's strange. I don't like that new feature.
I don't
All
design
right.
the software.
All right. I don't get it, but I'm confused by the camera angles here. So let's start tonight with something that I'm very excited about, guys. And if you've been watching lately, I'm real excited about this new bait. And I did want to just take like 5 minutes to talk about this. This is the Berkley Power Bait Shot Block. Guys, soft glide bait. Soft glide bait. I'm not going to go into everything. There's so much content out there right now. But I did want to hit you with something, which is a lot of times when a company launches something, okay, you know, there's a lot of hype built around the bait. And that hype isn't necessarily always 100% accurate. Dude, this one is going to be a straight up killer. I'm just telling you, if you're watching this, I don't care what you fish for. Bass, pike, big trout, muskie, catfish. If you're watching this and you're a saltwater angler, happened to have a nice saltwater experience last week. Shout out to my buddy Ernie. This thing is going to be a killer in saltwater. Stripers, small tuna, bluefish, snook, redfish. This thing's going to be killer. 3 sizes. Not going to get into it all.
Charles wants to make sure everyone knows the paintbrush tail.
Paintbrush tail. Paintbrush tail, guys. Oversized eyes. Mesh joint.
I can attest to the sharpness of the hooks because
I got back in with the hook earlier. Unique hook system. Dude, this thing's killing it. One last thing, and I want to keep going because I don't want to make this a tackle podcast. But if you're watching this and you're like, oh, that's another one of those big glide baits that I got to sit there and wait for a drop, and I got to pay 100, 150, 200, 250 bucks. Guys, 30 bucks or less. All 3 sizes. Okay, so pretty cool. Pretty cool. So Berkley Power Bait Chop Block, go check it out. Tackle Warehouse has all the colors right now. Also, they have some of the exclusive colors. I think Tackle Warehouse has 2 exclusive colors right now, and they're really good ones. They're really good ones. So, guys, give that chop block a look. Greg's checking in. Also likes the flux gill. Yes, Greg, that's a cool bait. Lot of ways to rig that flux gill. So that's a good one. Already got people checking in about Tai, and we're going to be talking about that. I got one. Papa's checking in with us saying Tai got screwed. I agree with you. I think he got screwed. We're going to talk about that. Doug's going to check out that chop block. It's a good bait, guys.
Ian's got his chop block.
Ian's got a chop block already, which I love. I love that you've got one already. But let's keep going. I don't want to make this a tackle show. The next topic, guys, we're going to go ahead and change here. And I'm still trying to get used to this Instagram thing. You sure that's the way you're talking about?
Yeah.
I would double check that because that's strange if that's true. The next thing, guys, I want to talk about.
Becky cannot be right.
Yeah, you could be right. Oh, shit. I don't like that at all. That means the whole screen's got to go back a little bit. I feel bad. All right. The next topic, guys.
Instagram, you might want to go to Facebook.
Yeah, the Instagram image is strange tonight, but we're going to try to make it work. The next topic, guys, I want to talk about is if you've been following social media or if you're a kayak angler, you've probably heard about the, would you call it famous, semi-famous kayak cheating scandal going on. That is
the latest.
Is mind-blowing. The first thing I want to say about it is I hate that scandals like this, cheating scandals, get the national attention for fishing.
Yeah, not all the good that's done, or
yeah, it pisses me off, guys. It pisses me off because a lot of people, there's a lot of us that are trying to get positive PR for fishing. We're trying to grow fishing, get kids fishing, and like the national news only wants to cover this cheating stuff. If you remember the walleye cheating scandal from a few years back, everybody in the world knew about that. This is kind of the same thing now with this kayak cheating scandal. And this one's pretty bizarre, So again, you know, this is Ike Live. So I don't want to totally 1000% say he did it because I don't know all the facts, but I'm pretty sure he did it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, when there's smoke, there's fire. And unfortunately, there was, yeah, okay. So I'm going to apologize. StreamYard just did this new thing. I'm going to have to I only figured it out this evening.
You got to keep backing the camera up.
We're going to do like an 80s style. Okay, so I'll figure that out later. But if you're on YouTube, I know if you're on your phone, if you're on the app, you're getting the weird thing. But if you just go to your web browser, it would be the wider. Instagram, I'm sorry, I have no way of changing that. I'll work on this for next time. I'm tech support, so
tech support.
Everything's questionable. But back to the subject. Clearly, there was another situation. Like, this is not the first go around. So, like, I know we don't want to like throw anyone under the bus. Like, if we don't have proof, listen, I don't want to say this definitely happened because this guy got like drugged through the ringer with everybody slaughtering him. But where there's smoke, there's fire, and this was his second issue.
Second big scandal.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like, has he come out to say anything?
He came out.
You usually defend yourself.
So the only thing that I saw is on one of his social pages, he came out with an apology to one of the organizations and offered to give the money back. Okay. So that's pretty close to a, you know, saying I did it, as you could say. So here's the thing, guys. If you don't know about it, to give you the quick update on this last scandal,
so he did it. Oh, so when Daniel said he did admit to cheating.
He did admit
with the cut up kayak.
Yeah. So guys, if you're watching this, we got about 500 people watching, and you have no idea what we're talking about. This dude, Jacob, I'm not wanting to say his last name, cut a kayak. The front half of it, they cut it in half. He put it on his bass boat.
I think he just like took
he took whatever. He took the seat, you know, He made it look like his kayak, and he fished out of his regular bass boat, but took the images in his bass boat of him on this piece of a kayak. That's pretty elaborate cheating scheme. You know, we're not talking about pushing the fish down or, you know, fanning his tail or stuff like that. Dude, we're talking about straight up premeditated shit that's going on here. So pretty dirty, pretty dirty, man.
Can I just say something? Like, how much money do you win in a kayak tournament?
See, that's the thing. That's one of the points I want to raise. So when you talk about the money that this guy was winning,
I mean, he won $1,500 off the Ike Foundation.
Yeah. So guys, to give you a little backstory, and maybe if you sense a little anger, a little frustration, a little angriness in our voices, this same guy won the Ike Foundation kayak event a year ago. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, if you're stealing, cheating is stealing. And if you're stealing from a kids tournament, a kids foundation, raising money for kids fishing, dude, that's fucking dirty. That's straight up dirty. Okay. That's dirty. But he's not winning. We don't have
proof that he cheated at hours.
We don't have proof.
But again, smoke fire.
But here's the thing. you hit a good point, Beck, which is there's not big money. We're not talking about millions of dollars here, guys. We're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars here. We're talking about a couple hundred to, you know, $1,000, $1,500 a shot. So when guys like this cheat, it's not just about the money. It's about the fame. It's about
it's
the
like an ego thing.
It's an ego cheat, you know? And dude, that's
weird.
That's mind-blowing to me. That's mind-blowing to me that you would do that as an ego trip. You know, I almost understand it more if there's a couple $100,000 on the line. I'm not saying I don't ever agree with cheating, but I understand it more if there's a couple $100,000 on the line. This dude's cheating for $500 for what?
You know what's interesting too? Wasn't there a whole scandal with the tournament not too long ago? And then he came out and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to show them," and they're talking smack on me. Was he cheating that whole time? Like, that's bizarre behavior. It's bizarre
behavior. It's bizarre behavior.
Although, hey, listen, I want to say there was someone a while back on YouTube, and they commented on the fact. I'm sitting today, my legs hurt.
Yeah, you said.
They commented on the fact that Vegas looks like me.
Vegas does
Thank
look like
you. He does.
Yeah, Vegas gets his good looks.
Says he's Mike. That kid's me.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the male version of me.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of comments. Everybody's pretty disappointed. I would say universal disappointment. And Christian, you know, basically, Christian, this is coming from Christian Thompson Outdoors. Great point, Christian. And I've heard this from so many other people that this kind of shit that's happening, the cheating, whether it's the walleye with the weights or this, or, you know, even in the pro circuits or the local tournaments, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth about all of tournament fishing. Yeah. And you know, you're really changing.
Well, and that's what everyone picks up on too.
Everyone picks up on that. Dude,
never
like
the positive stuff.
Like I just used myself as an example. When I was 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, I was watching Bassmasters on TNN. I was reading it in the TNN. If you're an old guy and you remember TNN, raise your hand. Turner something network. There was none of this going on. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't cheating, but it wasn't out there. And dude, I was so excited about tournament fishing and getting involved and trying it. And I can understand now in this environment of cheating where it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You don't even want to go tournament fish because you're afraid that dudes are cheating. I understand that. And it makes me sad because, man, when I was young, it wasn't there. And it was just excitement and energy. And these were the dudes, Denny, George Cochran, Klein, all these guys. These are the guys I wanted to be. And
well, you had to work harder to cheat back then.
You had to work hard to cheat.
But AI. Yeah. You had to like hide fish somewhere.
Right. But I hate that all these scandals and stuff, this kayak scandal, all this stuff, it's making guys shy away from tournament fishing and maybe even shy away from fishing, right? That's sad. That's sad that we're losing people to this because, you know, they're looking at it like, screw this. I'm going to go golf. Or, you know.
Well, but listen, so I think we have to evolve. I mean, we can't change this. This is the nature of what's going on in our world right now and what people are going to do. Like, people are going to continue to do this. They're going to continue to try to find ways. But what's going to have to happen is the small boat, the kayak, like all these guys that do, you know, the photo, like
CPR. Yeah, CPR events. Yeah.
They're going to have to change it. So now it's going to have to become like, you have to submit the image of that fish, but you're going to have a video of you there.
A video
like
hey,
proving I'm catching
here.
this right here. See me on my kayak. Okay. Putting it back in. Like you're going to have to prove you're doing it that day.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's more on the tournament organizations. And I feel bad that has to happen.
Yeah.
But they have to do this, or what's going to happen is people are going to stop coming out. Because if people suspect that someone there within that tournament trail is cheating, why come out?
Right.
Why are you going to put your $60 in or your $150 or
right.
whatever it is? Like why? Because you know you're going to lose it. You know, even if you have the best day of your life on that lake, you're not going to win because some dude just AI to fish like 3 more inches than you. Like it's just it's BS.
It is BS. It is
so
BS.
it's just more work on these guys.
It is more work. All right. So the moral of that story, the kayak cheating scandal, the guy Jacob, you get the gas face.
The gas face?
The gas face. All my old hip hop heads know what the gas face is. Probably a lot of people don't have any idea what the gas face is. You can go research that after the show. Third base. Great comments. All right, I want to keep the show going. Enough of the kayak stuff. We've got Ty on right now. I want to get him on the show, and I think this is first time on Ike Live.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
B-boy Ike, what's going on?
Yo, man. All right. So first things first. I want to tell you that the first time we met, I was so excited because for a lot of years, and when I say a lot of years, probably like 20 of my 30 years doing this, I felt like I was off on an island by myself. Like, you know, I love hip hop. I love rap. I used to break. I used to DJ. I did graffiti. And then I started meeting people like you that were like, hey, you ain't the only one.
Yeah. No, I that was my first passion, believe it or not.
Wow. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so it was probably like in middle school, and it's something that I picked up really early. We were watching that old school breakdancing a movie way back in the day. I forgot what it was called, but it was like weird. I was watching it, and I can understand the body movements. So when I saw my brothers trying to break dance, I just went and did the coffee grinder. It was super easy. It came super easy. But that was the end of that. But like in the 80s, it was, it was the thing to do, right? Yeah. And then it kind of died off. So when it came back in the late 1990s, 2000s, that's when I did it. And I mean, I was going around to like kids after school programs, teaching those kids how to break dance. And I went to different high schools. I even transferred high schools. When I got there was like 6 guys in the breakdancing club. I was only there for a month before I transferred back to my old school because, again, job done. When I was breakdancing at the assembly, after the assembly, I walked in. It was like a club in there, like lined up. Everybody wanted to learn how to breakdance, so it was pretty cool. But after that, I just left back to my old high school, and it was a lot closer, and I didn't like the new school anyway, but I got my job done. And the after school programs are kind of interesting because I'll walk in, I see like these little kids trying to spin on their head like us. I'm like, oh, dude, that's not good. But man, I loved it. I did it from, I want to say middle school, went pretty hard in high school, all the way to part of college. And hey, I thought about another lie. Okay, I'll tell you guys what the lie was because I was asked, think about a lie on the Polygraph. It was New Year's. We were at a party. I don't know why I said it, but remember Jabberwockies was a big thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was dancing and, people talking. It was about to get midnight. I was single at the time. And I just told this girl, I was like, yeah, you might not recognize me because the mask, but I'm a Jabberwocky.
Yes.
It worked.
Best pickup line ever. Right.
Yeah. But that's true story. True story. That is, I think back at what I was like, that was my biggest fear. Now that I have a daughter, it's like, please don't meet some dude like me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The line.
Okay. Mike told me that he fished for a living, and I asked if he could pay his own bills.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
At first, it was probably pretty hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, when I met him, he could pay his bills.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. I tell you though, it is nice to have people that that fish with you that have similar passions, similar pasts. So I love that. I love that.
That's what drew me to you. I read your book a long time ago, and actually, my wife read your book. She's actually watching the podcast right now, and yeah, big fan of yours, and it's super awesome. But I will have to tell you, I think you sold me a crap dream. I'm just kidding.
Well, we're going to talk about that, and it's. I tell you right now, we mentioned it right before you came on, Ty, which is this is a different world today. You know, and you talk about that dream, and that's I had it. I had it as a kid, and there wasn't this air of negativity, this air of I don't know. It just seems like this is such a strange time for the sport, and I don't want it to be a dream killer. I hate that it's becoming a dream killer.
Yeah, there's so many issues with the sport, and again, I can't pinpoint what it is, but I think one of the biggest issues is like, with boats, the cost. People don't seem to forget that the electronics that we put in our boats, I mean, really adds to the cost, especially if you don't have a partnership, at least a discount with a tackle shop or the whatever company that you choose to go with. I mean, you're adding about $30,000 onto your boat, and you got the lithium batteries. You got just to have the top of the line equipment. As you and I know, you can't give these guys an advantage. You got to keep up with it. And I didn't even know. I'll tell you what. I started focusing on forward-facing sonar only about a year and a half ago. Where I gotta learn it. I'm gonna get left. I'm getting left behind right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was behind for a year and a half, and these guys are using and just smoking me. And there's little things that I didn't know, just like batteries. Just it's so important to have good batteries.
Yeah.
If you think about your forward-facing sonar like a flashlight, and you put 3 Duracell batteries in it, right? You turn it on, it's great. You think it works in the morning, but slowly over time, only about 3 hours, especially if you have your live wells on and all the other electronics, your light starts to dimmer. Okay. And you can't see out as far. And I'll tell you what happened at Ouachita just last year. I thought the fish, because I can do it until about 10 o'clock in the morning. I can't catch them anymore. But I remember everybody else was catching them around me, and I thought they were catching them way down in the timber. Anyway, I remember firing my boat up, running across the lake, dropping the trolling motor. I'll see them right away, but only for about 20 minutes. Finally, I just gave up, hit the bank. I didn't know what was happening because I was using a AGM battery.
Yeah.
My flashlight dimmered. I can't see 70 to 90 feet out anymore. So I couldn't see those fish out there. I had to get super close. And the pressure that the lakes over there, certain lakes are already getting, those fish already know what's up. They feel that sonar, they just swim off. So I didn't even know about the importance of power until last year. So that's why I was, I'm real open with people. I tell people about their setup and what they need. I mean, every little detail helps right now. And there's so much to know. And heck, just last year, helped Randy Howell set up his units, and he thought he knew everything there is to know about it. So it's kind of cool, kind of helping somebody like Randy. But I look up to you guys, and I still do. And you guys, man, gave me that dream. And a lot of people don't understand that the high that I live for is when you catch that kicker fish, or if you catch that fish that's going to crack in the top 10. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's the high that I live for, because I don't drink. I don't do anything else but this. Okay. And I tell people, if fishing's a drug, I'm on level meth.
I can relate to that. It's funny because I've mentioned it on other Ike Lives before, but I think a lot of people are looking at the situation that you're going through. The situation just happened, and it's hard for them maybe to imagine exactly how you feel and what is happening. And so I don't know if you knew this. I think a lot of the Ike Live fans do. I went through something very, very similar to this in my own career in the late 90s. Very, 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 very similar.
That's an analogy that somebody told me, and actually, believe it or not, it made me feel better. But go ahead, what was it?
So it was a polygraph situation.
Oh, okay. Mine's different.
It was a polygraph situation. So, you know, I can understand what you're going through. At the same time, I can't, because your situation's unique. But I did want to say this, that this isn't something that just came out of like left field. We got about almost 800 people watching right now. If you've been following the sport of professional bass fishing, and I'm talking about not just BASS, but the entire sport, the other circuits, there's been a buildup of these polygraphing situations to try to find people that are breaking the rules.
Yep.
I guess the first thing I want to ask you, and I already know the answer you're going to give me. Do you think we need systems in place to catch people that are actually trying to be deceptive?
Believe it or not, despite what happened to me, I think polygraphs are a good thing.
Okay.
I just had a conversation with a buddy of mine, because I've taken many polygraphs before. Yeah. This one was a little different that I took. I mean, it still felt legit and all that stuff. But I took one at when my rookie year, went going to Okeechobee, did horrible there. Thought I was gonna be on my way to lose everything, but luckily I bounced back, finished 6th at the next 2 events. And back then, you just have to be the highest 4 non-Bass Pro Tour guys on the invitationals to go fish the Bass Pro Tour. So when I went over there to fish those 2 companions, man, they polygraphed me really quick. Okay. And I sat down with Mark, and my buddy Mark Daniels had told me, hey, man, you know, don't mess around with the no info rule. That guy, Mark, that does our polygraphs, don't mess with him. He's legit.
Yeah.
Keeping that in mind. And yeah, man, I just quit my job. I didn't know when the next paycheck was coming in. It was stressful. That was my first real year knowing what it was like to truly fish for a living, because the smartest thing I ever did was start my insurance business too, but you don't make money in that for about 2 years. You got to build up your clientele. So kind of can't even count that. I mean, I'll tell you guys exactly, that first year in my business, only made $32,000. That's not enough to support a family out here in Phoenix. So I had to do well. And I did well enough considering what I was up against. I've never been to any of those lakes, only been back east once, which was Wheeler at a Stren Series championship. 2 days of practice, okay? And I couldn't afford a pre-practice. I had to show up and just fish. I didn't know anybody out there. So looking back, I didn't know I had a good year until I looked back. It's like, man, against all odds, you came through. But I took that polygraph, and at the end of it, Mark said, yeah, man, you passed with 0.0013. I said, well, what's that supposed to mean? He said, well, it's a deception test. And basically, out of 1,000 people, only about 13 people would be able to pass this test if they were to be to lie. So mine wasn't like that. This is a straight up pass fail, which I thought was a little weird. And I guess you would have to follow my social media to think, like, you know, I think of wild stuff, and I'm always thinking. It's just the way I've always been wired. I obsess over things I don't know until I figure it out. On the drive home, after they gave me the news, I decided just to leave because I knew what I was up against. Yeah. The fact is, nobody's ever passed or won an appeal that I know of, except for, I did some research when I got back. I guess a kayaker won 2021, but that's the only thing. But on the opens and on the elites, I don't think anybody's ever won an appeal. 2, you can't go out there and fish against these guys with a mental state of mind if you're not straight. I didn't want to put anybody else in danger, myself, and just fish just straight angry, because I was angry.
Yeah.
I mean, I reflect back now. I wish I would have asked Josh at least what canal. That way I can just connect the dots, say I screw up and move on. But I know I didn't break any rules, none whatsoever. And just said, hey, I'm fighting a losing battle. I'm not going to spend any more money. I just want to get home to my family right now. So that's when I packed up. I left. Believe it or not, I made it from Florida. I drove all the way to at 5 o'clock. I drove all the way to 8:30. Laid there tossing and turning. Probably slept a little after 9 to 1. Woke up, drove from 1 a.m. Made it home at 9 p.m. Just angry the whole time, thinking about this the whole time.
Yeah.
And thinking, I can't remember. Like I can't believe that I remembered all the questions, even the parts, different questions, the questions that they ask you to lie on.
Yeah.
And the one just really stuck out to me because I couldn't figure out why at the time, why I was struggling with that question so much. And now that I think about it, that's a 3-part question. I remember what I was thinking of, which is, did you solicit information from a non-public source in order to gain a competitive advantage? I mean, just in seconds, how I processed that was solicit information. That word solicit. Did I ask anybody information about Okeechobee, which is no. The non-public source, well, I did think of Josh. He's a non-public source, but I tied it into 3, which is, non-public information to gain a competitive advantage. To answer that's no. And I know what Josh wasn't referring to, because we had a lot of weather cancellations this year back at Norfolk. Norfolk, there was another one. I can't remember where that one was, but Rayburn. We had a tournament cancellation. Just weather, wind. So we're sitting there watching YouTube, just a bunch of different ones, and the one that we watched was Camille Wagner, and it really stuck out to me because we were like, why is he shaking the minnow that hard? So I was really intrigued by it, and I remember a little piece like that. Then I remember, okay. Canal. My plan was to go down there and check it out anyway, but I don't like fishing like that. I'm at Okeechobee. I want to flip, throw a chatterbait, Senko. That's my style. I grew up doing that. That's the plan. And I wasn't even running to those canals. I was planning on fishing a little north of Uncle Joe's Cut. I found an area. It looks like they mixed it with chemicals. I mean, they had mass. Looks like old Okeechobee. I was going to spend my whole day in there, and I felt like I was going to do good. But then this happened, and man, that took the wind out of me. I thought that life was over because this is what I truly love doing. This is what wakes me up early in the morning.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Like, again, I went through it, and listening to what you're saying, I'm going back in time, and it feels like you're crushed, and it feels like there's no hope. You're hopeless,
Man, I still do. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I didn't hold grudges this much and this long. I wish I was better at forgiving, but I know myself by now. That's
well, here's the thing. I want to talk about the polygraph, because this is the thing that makes me really, really angry. And I'll jump back and say that both of us believe, we all believe that there should be some system in place. You don't want the guy that's out there getting dots the night before the tournament, right? You want to be able to find that guy getting dots. But and this isn't new to this case. I feel like this has been brewing the last few years. I think the current system, in particular, the system being used by Bass, is a flawed system.
100%.
When Becky and I read your Facebook post, and I'm so glad. So let me also say this. I'm so glad that you've answered this. You've stepped up and talked about this, because a few of the more recent cases, I think the guys are going through the same shit you're going through, and they're scared to come out and talk about it. So thank you. Thank you for being open. I think that's when you're right and you're right, the most important thing you can do is come out and give your side of the story.
Tell
and
your
you
truth.
tell your truth. And you did that. And that was the right thing. But when you posted that, Becky and I are reading this Facebook post. We're at breakfast, you know, in the kitchen. And I'm looking at this. And I'm looking at Becky and I'm like, there's no way anyone could pass this test.
No.
These questions are absolutely fucking ridiculous. Let me call one out and then I'm gonna let Becky talk because it's pissing me off so bad. Have you ever done anything you regretted? Are you kidding me? Have you ever broken a traffic law?
So
Have
here's
you ever lied to a loved one? Like
yeah.
Every day.
So I guess those are like baseline questions. Okay. So I know what they're doing them for. So they kind of have to do something like that. And even though you don't think you're reacting to the lie, you know, your body's, they're picking up something. So anyway.
Well, these are uncomfortable questions.
Right. Okay.
They're already setting you up for failure.
Right, I got two things. One, you pointed out the fact that there's only one person who had their polygraph, like their situation reversed, which was a kayak guy, which is funny. He's on YouTube and he said he just mentioned me. He said in his comment, the only reason his was reversed, not because he had a second polygraph, it's because he had GoPro proof of how something went down.
Mm-hmm.
So, only thing the GoPro can't prove is anything prior to the event. Okay, so anyways, so he's saying
his situation was a little different.
But it was reversed because the GoPro proved it. So think about it, like your body energy. So there's this whole thing called like, what is it called? Secondhand embarrassment. You ever watch something and like you see a situation happening, you're like embarrassed for them.
Yeah,
like,
that happened to Becky last night. That happened to her watching 90 Day Fiance last night.
Oh yeah.
No, American Idol, I can't watch it because I hate seeing other people get embarrassed. So I don't watch it for that reason.
So in my mind, there's almost like this like secondhand nervousness. So that question with the 3 parts, I was reading your post and I'm like, okay, I'm not even taking this.
Let me clarify.
My energy spike because you're sitting there going, wait, what are they saying? I can't answer this wrong. Like, even if you're overthinking,
they're setting you up for failure.
That question is set up in a way that, like, listen, I didn't even fish a tournament and I'm reading it and I'm getting nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, hold on, I have to answer this right. Wait, what? Solicit? You know what I mean? Like, so it was set up in a way that you would question anything you were about to say just because you want to make sure you're saying it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That question is just
that bothers me.
I have a problem with question number 4. And just to clarify, number 5 didn't ask 5A, B, and C all together. It was they'll go through a set and then it's just one thing that they want you to lie about. And there's 2 things about that really offended me and made me feel uncomfortable, I should say. Not offended. It's hard to offend me. The lie to a loved one part. And it was awkward because I was sitting there thinking, man, when's the last time I lied to anybody I loved? And I pride myself on not lying to people. Literally, I am one of the only guys that I know out west that I just don't lie to people when they ask me how I caught them. Example, last year when I caught that 9-pounder on a buzz bait in a tournament, guys were standing around, people were asking me how I caught them. And I didn't know about half a dozen of those guys. I just told them. I caught them on a double buzz, green pumpkin. And they looked at me, and I can tell that they think I was BSing them. I posted the video. You can see the buzz bait. So, again, I don't concentrate on things like baits, okay? I concentrate on things like technique. One of the things that I learned from you, Mike, is fish the moment. And I'm a big, the one thing that I would say I specialize in that I bring to the table is understanding barometric pressure, which I plan on doing a series on that. It is the biggest secret that I know in fishing and has helped me fish the moment. Example given, the wind is your friend, right? Well, I would take it a step further and say the wind is only your friend if it's caused by a low barometric pressure system. So that's how I made my money out west, is understanding weather patterns out here. When the wind's blowing from the south, I'm usually throwing reaction. When the wind's blowing from the northwest, I don't. Okay, so I break it down in a very scientific way. Another thing I'll kind of tell you is, like when you're fishing and a storm is coming,
Yeah.
right? Fishing's off the hook, and you think like you're KVD or Ike, right? and you get usually half an hour. And man, I've always wondered why they did that. And people would say is because the air bladder expands and the fish move up. It has nothing to do with that. That is something I obsessed over since I was 12 years old. And I feel like I finally figured out at the age of 37. Okay. I studied it that long. And what it is cause it has nothing to do with the air bladder. It has to do with dissolved oxygen. All right. I want you to think about a 7-Up bottle right now. Okay. You open the cap to lower the pressure inside. What happens to the bubbles? It floats to the surface. Yeah. So when there's a storm coming, it lowers the pressure. The dissolved oxygen molecules has to float up, and is trying to balance itself with the atmosphere. And it basically has a lot more oxygen, kind of like how if you were to jog 100 yards at sea level where there's more oxygen and go up into the mountains and jog 100 yards, they're going to be more gassed out in the mountains. So basically the fish have the ability to swim further without tiring themselves out. And you have that brief window to capitalize on it. So that's why it helps when the barometric pressure lowers. All it has to do with dissolve oxygen.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that's again, that's the stuff I focus on. And that's why, again, there's a lot of people that have messaged me, hey man, what kind of bait should I throw at whatever local lake out here? And I know they probably get this. They probably feel like, hey man, why is that guy holding out? But my advice isn't to give them a particular bait, okay? Is to help them understand, hey, it's not just one bait, because you and I are both tournament fishermen. How many times have you gone out, crushed them on a jackhammer with the Zacco, and the very next day you can't get a bid on it? Well, it has to do with weather conditions. You got to fish the moment. Yeah. So with that being said, that's the stuff I focus on. I don't care to watch somebody else catch them. I've been doing this for 26 years now. And the times I do best is when I recognize a situation that I've had success in the past and just go do what I did in the past. Yeah. I have confidence, and from there I look at, okay, efficiency. Am I choosing the right bait to be as efficient as I can? I grew up on the principle that you can't catch a fish without your bait in the water. And now forward-facing sonar, you got to hold your bait in your hands. So, yeah.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
It's a different world. I did want to mention too, we got almost 900 people watching. I did want to mention, Ty, I want you to know this, that I did send messages to the tournament department at Bass.
Okay.
Because I did want to give them a chance to have their opinion and explain. So I sent a message to Hank Weldon and Chris Bose, and both of them declined. They gave a reason why they didn't want to be on, and I respect that. But I did want to mention that I did open this forum up to them if they want.
Perfectly fine. Look, where I'm at right now, I'm very true to myself. Okay. Yeah. And I don't, what happened killed my desire to ever go down this road, the elite. I know how hard it is. Yeah. And the time away from my kids, missing their sports game. I missed their birthday. I missed daddy-daughter dance last year. This year was a struggle. I went to it, and I was a day late for the Sam Rayburn practice. And then the start of the tournament, I broke down right across the lake. Took me 3 hours to get back on my Ghost trolling motor. And, just fighting through adversity. I had 3 truck breakdowns this year. Had the third one, you guys don't know about this, but I had a mental breakdown at 11 p.m. on the side of some random truck stop. Just freaking, just down and out. But I've always been able to collect myself and keep pushing, because I don't want to show my kids that daddy's a quitter.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm true to myself. I just don't want to pursue the dream of being on the elites and fishing the classic someday because of what happened. It hurt so much that, again, I'm just going to go a completely different route. There's nothing in the world that can make this right for me. And they took something that money can't buy. Okay, so that's what you guys are doing when you're falsely accusing people of and using an equipment that's not admissible in court. And yeah, the polygrapher is highly dependent on the examiner and how good they are. So, some are very inaccurate because the examiner is not good. Some are really good, but I looked up the average statistic is about 10 to 15%. Let's take that the lower number, 10%. If you're falsely accusing 10% of these anglers, okay, and ruining their lives, ruining their careers, ruining their season that they have so much money, not to mention, the sponsors that they represent, is that okay? The answer to that should be hell no. Hell no.
It's not okay.
So my purpose now, okay, and I'm hoping all the pros know this, that I look up to on the elites. When I take a stab at the organization, it has nothing to do with the guys living their dream. If you guys are still out there, I want you to keep going. If your plans to fish the opens, keep going. Pursue your dream. I am so envious that you guys still have a dream. I don't, okay? But what good that can come from this is them to change their process. What they're doing is killing guys like me. All right, you guys sell big bass, big stage, big dream. You guys killed that slogan because that dream is dead for me, and I would never be able to look at the brand the same. So yeah, I'm still a little heated on this, and I haven't felt better. I know it's going to take a lot of time. Probably something that I'll live to wonder, man, what would I have made it? I don't know. I would have loved to have the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, all these cases, but yours in particular, it's heartbreaking for exactly what you're saying, and I'm hoping that enough of, this attention is going to make them wake up to the extent where they change the flawed system. And again, I'm not advocating that. I want there to be something in place.
Yes.
But to have a system in place that falsely accuses people without any form of ways to defend yourself. That's the other big thing, Ty, that I am just so it's maddening. Like, I wish the anglers as a body, as an organization, if something like this happened, they had a way to counter that. They had a way to say, look, this is crap. This didn't happen. But there's, in its current form, you got to take it. And like the smartest thing you did, you got in the truck and just left. It was a good decision because there's no way to fight this in its current form. And that's not right. There's no way to defend yourself.
No. And so, all right. So just so everyone understands that may not know this, I mean, there is paperwork that is signed before a tournament season or a tournament. So, Bass or MLF, whoever it is, has you sign this information so you know the rules. So listen, we all know the rules. You could be polygraphed. It's random, this, that, the other. So that's what they're standing on, that this is the rules. So as anglers, what needs to happen is a change, and the anglers need to say, no, it's not going to be a polygraph, or if this polygraph happens, it has to be this set of questions. Or so those are the pieces that have to change, because unfortunately there is no change. So if you want to fish, be part of these tournaments, you have to sign the rules. Because if you're the one guy that bucks the system and says, I'm not signing the rules, then you're not fishing. Okay. So that's the state of where we are, which is how we've all ended up here.
Yeah. And I do want to say this too, for a lot of the people, we got almost 1,000 people watching now. And a lot of people don't know this, but right now there have been so many of these cases in the last 6 or 8 months. And Ty, really, yours has set people off like never before. So I can tell you that we have a group me text chain, and you may have already heard this. And in the last, since this has happened, the current elite guys are losing their minds because they know they know this is wrong. This is
Yeah,
you got screwed, and everyone knows it on the elites.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing that is saving me more than you guys will ever realize. Because when this happened, like I said, I mean, fishing is like, besides my family, fishing is everything to me. Fishing is what saved my life. Okay. It wasn't for my brother dragging me out of the house at a point where I was like deeply depressed after losing everything that I owned and just paying for everything to get me out there. And before I knew it, I was leading the freaking tournament, you know. And last day I drew Bobby Barrick, and you know, he showed me like, whoa, you can get like, I didn't realize you can get that good. It's the first time I ever fished with somebody of that caliber that can cast a frog into a coffee cup when the wind's blowing and land it, hover it on top and make no splash. But here's the thing, he'll work at 10 inches, reels it back up, throws it right, and hovers it right, same cast. He'll do it 3 times before he moves on to the next hole. Like, that's a freaking frog salesman selling frogs. And that right there really motivated me to pursue this sport. Oh, by the way, I ended up losing the tournament. And I just remember, man, the high of like just being up there while you're getting these messages and the possibilities of, you know, just, you know, catching fish in a tournament. Like I've always said this, I'd rather catch a 5-pounder in a tournament than a 10-pounder fun fishing. I know that sounds crazy, but maybe you can relate to that.
Different feeling. Yeah.
Different feeling. But anyway, that's where I'm at. And what I was going to say to you guys, like, I do believe in polygraphs. They should still have them. But, you know, when we're out there, it takes a lot out of us. We're under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, not getting a lot of sleep. I'm traveling all the way from Arizona. The time difference, it takes me about a week to get used to. And the pressure that I put on myself, I'm sure other guys are the same. I'm really bad at drinking water. So you add all that stuff up, okay? And we're asked to take this polygraph. When you ask us a 3-part question like that, we're going to use a lot of processing power. And at the end of the day, man, I'm a foreign dude. So, I mean, you got to simplify those questions. Let's be honest here. I was in ESL growing up. English is actually my second language. So, again, all those things, man, I mean, again, I thought about every which way why I failed that question. I can give you a dozen different reasons why. But I can tell you that for certain, I mean, I told the truth. I still failed. So now I know it's an issue. Now I'm going to help you guys by being as loud as I can, going to every podcast as I can, just telling them my story because I got nothing to hide, you know.
That was awesome.
But here's how you do it. Here's how you do it, okay? Instead of relying on the polygraphers, here's just an idea. You know how like you have a panel? Have a panel with about 10 anglers on the Elite Series. Because, you know, we're pretty much in the know. We know what's going on. And, you know, we go and vote on it as the anglers on what particular issue happened, what polygraph question was failed, whatever you guys want to do. But I think that's very fair because we'll kind of see, talk about it, put it to a vote. That's what we did on the Wild West Bass Trail. Quick story. I was on the panel. What had happened to Roy Hawk out here, he actually fished Mojave. He won that event, but during which he got pulled over by a game warden. Okay, we were fishing Havasu, then Mojave. And at Havasu, I believe one of the wardens pulled his fire extinguisher and like almost tested it real quick and just kind of accidentally went off. He put it back in his boat. Well, we got checked at Mojave. It wasn't on green. It was touching the line. He was issued a citation for that. So we got together as anglers, just asked, hey, what's going on? And we all voted like, no, Roy shouldn't get disqualified for that rule violation. So he won.
Common sense. You guys were using common sense.
Common sense. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's one of the things. And then when it comes to info, here's the thing that's hurting the sport. And I think you can ask. I'm going to ask you if you agree with me. So there's no info rule. We're all running around so paranoid that we might hear something that messes with us, and depending on how we think, it can affect the polygraph and give us a false positive. So when I cruise up to LA, some guy comes up, wants to just talk fishing. He knows follows you on social media, and the first thing I have to tell him, sir, I can't hear anything. Sometimes I get a reaction out of that person like, man, that guy probably thinks I'm a prick.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. Let's just talk fishing. Now, here's the common sense part. Okay. We're the pros, right? We're not going to take random information from some random dude from a gas station. We don't know if it checks out. We don't know his skill level. We don't know who he is. But, let's allow us to talk to him and build up the sport, promote the sport the right way. Right. And yeah, just not hide out from everybody, because I got to the point where I'm hiding out from everybody. I don't talk to nobody. I'm never worried about this. And I'll be honest with you, every time I hear about something like this happening to somebody else, there's always that question in the back of my mind. I wonder if there's more to the story.
Yeah.
Right. Well, now I know. I know that's definitely 100% truth, and I'll be as loud about it as I want. I posted everything there. I posted the video from start to end. I'll be go hire a professional analyzer. I don't care. I'm telling you guys the truth, full transparency.
Yeah.
Do what you want, because my career is ruined. I got nothing much to lose anymore.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Ty, what you're doing, I think everyone believes you. You can almost, I can read people. Becky's good at reading people, and I knew instantly that you didn't do anything wrong. You said something you did a podcast with Luke Duncan that I listened to, and you said something that really stuck with me, and I want to repeat it, which I don't remember word for word, but it's basically saying, a lot of my buddies fish out here. I would never steal from my buddies.
Yep.
And that's a great way to put it. Like, you're not going to cheat, because why are you going to take from your friends, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing that hits home with a lot of people. But this system's flawed. I'm so glad you're being vocal about this. I think it's the only way to cause a change is to make people wake up, Hopefully the organization will see this and wake up, You know
what's kind of sucks? I realize I'm going to be the Randy Blockett guy of these polygraphs.
Hey, that's not a bad person to be. I mean, everyone's watching. Why not? Why not? Randy has his own truth and he speaks it. You don't.
I can respect that. But,
his stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing about the argument there, I don't know about everybody else. Here's just the truth, because everybody makes it seem like the fish jump in your boat when you have one. And I can tell you, I've struggled with that thing. Sometimes I get so frustrated, I turn it off and just go back to old school fishing. And again, I mean, some of these kids are good at it, but I'm not the type of guy that tells somebody that, hey, a new, better way, is out there, like, not to use it, because if you don't adapt in this world, you get left behind. Yeah. Okay. And I don't want to get stuck in my old ways. So I do have fun using my active target. In the last year and a half of just sitting down, focusing on it, I've have well over 1,000 hours just staring at the screen, deciphering it. I know all these little tricks, how to tweak out your stuff, and everything in between. And I feel like I'm getting better and better every single year. So with that being said, I feel like the fish out there, I think the problem is going to solve itself, because you're already seeing the fish out there swim away to, and they're not easy to catch anymore. That's why guys are going down to shorter rods to get more consistent shakes, shorter leaders to get more consistent shakes, loop knot. That's about consistency. And man, there's always these new baits, but like, I thought it was like solving itself already, and the bank fish were starting to get easier to catch. And then now all these changes, I mean, just set the rules and forget it. That's just my opinion, but I do like the limitations. I didn't like the 5 transducers. I thought that was ridiculous. Yeah, we should have limitations on equipment. But yeah, man, I mean, it's been a crazy few days, and it's just everybody watching out there, man. You guys have no idea what messages and texts and positive posts meant to me. I had no idea. I guess that's the thing that came from this. Had no idea the level of support. I mean, I had guys that I look up to, never talked to, message me about it, and everything's been on the up and up. And the last thing I want to do is get anybody upset for them not realizing what I'm doing. I'm simply just trying to get Bass to change their ways, because what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
Already done for me. Okay. I'm going to make that super clear. It's done. There's no fire inside. And, a lot of people say, hey man, you can't quit on your dream. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not quitting when you don't want it anymore. Right. So if the fire is not there, what dream is there to pursue? So I'm simply walking away from something that is no longer there. And I'm worried, to be honest with you right now, that I'm not going to be able to replace it with anything else. Because for me, having a goal is really important. I'm the type of person that wants to climb a bigger mountain. So that's why if you follow my career on the West Coast, I started out driving in a Honda Accord, fishing as a co-angler, and then I finished Angler of the Year, had my son. The following year, I lucked into getting a boat, signed up, did well in the first 2 events, got my butt kicked for 2 years, and slowly I started to gain the success out here. And my goal was to finish in top 10 at every single one of the lakes, up and down. There's only one that I haven't, so that was a goal. And the next goal was to win one. I amassed, I think, 15 top 10s at the regional level, still haven't won an event. And man, I was like a madman, just driving up and down, just every tournament, just wanted to win. So when I got the win at Havasu, the Toyota Series there in March, I mean, a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. There's a picture of me just letting it all out. That was cool because my kids were there. They got to see it. Anyway, fast forward, won at Clear Lake as well. And I sat down, thought to myself, what else do I want to do on the West Coast? 2 things: win at the California Delta, win the US Open, but I can do that if I pursue my my dreams back east. So again, this is just the next biggest mountain that I can find, currently climbing it up. Right when I get up there, it feels like I'm on playing a video game. I'm on the last level, right? I'm about to play the final boss, and then somebody unplugs the freaking TV. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Go big or go home. I didn't even get to go, guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's so unfortunate the way it happened. And I can tell you two things real quick, Ty, and Becky knows this. I'm a big believer in that things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Whether you're philosophical or religious, whatever your take is,
yeah.
I'm a big believer in that. But the other thing I want to tell you,
you usually don't see it when it happens.
You don't see it when it's happening.
Yeah.
It takes time. You look back, like it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. Oh, all right. But the other thing is, looking back on my situation, it was so similar to yours. And just keep this in the back of your mind. There's so much shit in your head right now because it's so fresh.
Yeah.
And I was out too. I was out.
How long did it take you?
It took me a couple months to regain my senses. So I'm just telling you from experience, keep an open mind. If it's done, it's done, and God has a different purpose for you, that'll happen. But maybe in a couple months, things will change. Maybe bass will change. Maybe this rule will change. Maybe
that's all I want. If bass can change it, because I got a lot of friends fishing on the elites and the opens. I just don't want this happening to somebody else. So, again, continue doing the polygraph, but it needs to be a different set of questions. It can't be a 3-part loaded question. Break it up to 3 if you need to. All right. And the rule is, I don't care about the info. Even when they allow info, I probably wouldn't take info. I don't care for it. yeah, I just go out there and I like to figure it out. I don't want any advantage over anybody else. That's why I'm open. I focus on technique, because I've said this a long time ago. When the 10XD first came out, I think I was the first one to win a tournament. I went out here and smashed 27 pounds with my brother right when the crankbait came out. And I told everybody. I didn't care. But they stopped biting that thing as good, you know, a couple months later. But I figured out something else. I figured, man, you catch them on a red crankbait at night really good here. So that was my thing for a while. And then guys caught on to that, and I switched over to a different brand. So, you know, it makes me better. And I've always said this, look, if I can teach you how to catch 20 pounds out there, it makes me, I have to go figure out how to catch 22.
Yeah.
I don't make my money fishing tournaments, right? A lot of people think that that's how you make money in this industry, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. So my first year in the invitationals, I thought, hey, this is the level where I'm going to actually make some money, right? And winning those $17,000 checks, kind of nice. But people are missing the big point here. They're not understanding the expenses. So that year, making the title, which was the Forest Wood Cup, I won $58,000. Most people will say, man, that's pretty good. Well, did the math at the end of the year and tallied up everything I spent. I spent $52,000. I put $6,000 in my pocket, going out there fishing all season, and it was a good year.
Yeah.
So don't get sold on, you know, what, you know, 7-8 guys are making a year.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta look at the average, and these aren't your walkovers. These guys are very good. And the other key thing I'm going to drill is sustainability. You can't sustain, you know, on that type of income was all over. So the key thing is having the key partnerships, whether it be, you know, you're good at sponsorships, marketing, social media. It could be sales of goods. I mean, I should have sold those that shirt, but I made. Don't tell me. But again, luckily for me, I did this for my family. Is I want to make sure they're going to be okay. I didn't know how I was going to do. I started my insurance business, and I worked like hell on and off the water to juggle everything. And it's not easy, but you know, sometimes in life you got to do what you got to do, do what you want to do.
Yeah,
and that's all I've always done, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, Tai. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you being vocal about this. It is so important that people know the truth, because, you know, seeing something posted somewhere and coming up with your own conclusion without hearing it is, it's so different. So,
since there's a lot of viewers, I'll put this out there for everybody to hear. So, I'm doing a lot of research on polygraphs. Okay. I'm willing to offer this. So a legit polygrapher I know is Mark. He was the former Bass Pro Tour polygrapher.
Yeah, we know Mark.
No joke. Okay. He was tough, but he was fair. Yeah. If anybody's willing to track him down and pay for a polygraph, you think I'm lying, let's pay for a polygraph with Mark. Okay. If I fail the polygraph, I'll give you, or if I pass the polygraph, all you got to do is give me $5,000. But if I fail, I'll give you 10. Okay. That offer is out there if we can put that together. So I'm willing to clear my name that way, put this to rest. If anybody thinks I'm lying, I'm willing to take a polygraph with Mark. But with that being said, I won't take a polygraph with just anybody, because some people are really bad at it. It's kind of like deciphering, you know, whatever, if we're going to have an earthquake or whatever, or reading the weather patterns, like thinking that, oh, it's going to rain this weekend. Yeah. You know how often they get those guys wrong, or doctors misdiagnosing somebody. Yeah. If you think, that's pretty much what happened to me. Somebody misdiagnosed my issue and got it wrong and ruined my career. Yeah. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. Flawed system. Definitely needs to be changes. And Tai, you coming on the show, thank you so much for doing it.
I have somebody who already said they can arrange that.
Yeah, so we've already got some text and messages coming through. All right. People would love to see that happen, and we would love to see your name cleared. because we know you don't do it. So,
Yeah.
Ty, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Oh, no problem, man.
I really appreciate it, and I know what's going to happen is going to happen for the right reason. But I hope you keep your dream. Selfishly, I hope you keep the dream alive.
Yeah, it was like, you ever had that dream where you're about to get lucky and the alarm clock goes off?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What happened, man?
Oh my God.
So let's end on that note, maybe.
Ty, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, thanks,
Later,
man.
man.
All right.
Later. There you have it, guys. Tai Au, everybody. Man, I am so happy that we've had a guy that has been through this, that has come out and told his part of it.
Yeah.
Because this year alone, I can count 3 or 4 other cases where the guys have kept quiet. And that is not the way to do this. The way to handle this situation is to give your side of the story, to tell it how it is. And that's the only way we're going to get things changed too, right?
Yeah.
So happy he's doing that. The situation sucks. The situation's terrible. But I'm so glad he's being vocal, and it's something's got to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Something's got to change.
Why not have your peers be the ones to ask the questions?
Well, I
So,
think
like,
I
be
think
like, listen, all right, here's the question.
I think what Ty said was right. Like, there should be a check and balance in place, whether that's a group of your peers, whether it's other independent polygraphers. There has to be a check and balance. Right now, you got one dude with one set of equipment, and if that is a flaw, it's with flawed questions, and if he makes a mistake, you're ruining somebody's career based on someone's mistake. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's a terrible system. So really, really hoping that, not that I'm glad this happened, but I'm hoping this is the turning point to getting this system changed. Okay. I'm seeing messages come through. Of course, KJ Queen, very similar situation happened. Another open angler, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, very similar situation happened. And of course, some of the big DQs that happened earlier in the year on the Elite Series as well. Scott Martin, Matt Herron, it goes on and on. So
here's my question. I mean, there's been polygraphs for the longest time, and people weren't failing them. All of a sudden, in the last year, everyone's failing the polygraph.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is just bizarre.
It's a big red flag. It's a giant red flag. Yeah. Yeah. You go 30 years or whatever with a few maybe here and there. And then all of a sudden in the last 24 months, you've got a dozen or more DQs.
You have to stop and go, is that the guys or is that the polygraph system?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of have to look at the positive. There's so much negative right now, the cheating scandals, the polygraphs, the forward facing. At some point, you want to look at the positives, and I'm really hopeful that these are growing pains for our sport. You look at other professions, other sports, they've went through growing pains too. I'm hoping that this is a situation where things will get better. You got to be hopeful. I want to be hopeful for the young guys coming up, the guys trying to do it, the guys that have the dream. I want to be hopeful for them. So I hope it gets better.
I'm going to say something that's not going to be a very popular statement.
This is bad.
But the reality is, I think that you reached out to tournament directors, folks that have been within this industry.
I reached out to Bass.
People that we know and they've been around for a while, and I held nothing against them for not wanting to come on.
No, that was their choice.
In my mind, I don't think any of these people are bad people. Makes me wonder if they themselves question the system.
Yeah.
But they have to toe the line. So isn't that easier to not say anything? But the tournament organization that we spoke of tonight has so many people that want in. They have created a system of youth, high school, college, opens. I mean, people are flooding to get in the door. And how many of them are watching this? How many of them are aware of Tai or these other people's situations? They want so badly in. I don't even know if they know all these things that are happening, or if they believe it, or, oh, that guy failed. Like it doesn't resonate with them. It's not something that they hang on to, like those of us that have been around for a while. So what I see is the tournament organization. These people, unfortunately, and I am happy to be proven wrong, Bass, but these people are expendable because you have so many people that want in that it doesn't affect you like it affects the rest of us. Like, it hurts. I don't even really know Tai that well, but it hurts me for him. I don't feel that the organization has that feeling for any of these people that are getting hurt because they know there's someone to fill the spot.
Right. Right. Well, if that's the case, that's unfortunate because it shouldn't be like that.
And that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel about the way things have been handled.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, it was a good show tonight. Like, if you're watching, I hope you watched tonight. I saw so many great comments coming through. I hope you got a better appreciation for what's happening in the world of bass fishing today. So, definitely want to thank Tai Au for coming on.
Yeah.
Want to thank everybody for their comments. Whatever your perspective is, thank you for chiming in tonight. Also, want to remind you that this show, Ike Live at the Bar, is brought to you by Abu Garcia, maker of great rods and reels. Head over to abugarcia.com. Check out that new Beast series. It's really good. Also brought to you by Tackle Warehouse. Everyone I know shops at Tackle Warehouse. They've got great exclusive colors, including that brand new Berkeley chop block. Tackle Warehouse has 2 exclusive colors of that chop block as well.
Oh,
yeah.
If you live in our Southern Jersey area and you want to join us, the scholarship dinner for the Ike Foundation is the last Friday of January. There's a whole bunch of specials. So if you buy your tickets now, there's extra raffle tickets, all sorts of stuff. So if you live in the area, please come join us. If you do not, we still have ways for you to get involved, either through donations to support us towards the scholarship fund. We award 5 graduating high school seniors heading off to college, giving back through the outdoors. So you can give that way, or if you have a business or anything and you want to get your name out there, we've got all sorts of sponsorship opportunities. So get involved that way.
Fun
and guess what? The holidays are coming. So our kids have a countdown on the calendar. So I should know how many days until Christmas because they've had this dang thing ticking for like 60 days now. But anyways, I want y'all to know, if it's not up today, it will be tomorrow. But Ike's got a secret sack. And it's slightly inappropriate, but it's not when you receive your sack of goodies. We're talking like $150 worth of awesome Ike stuff that you can get for, I think it's $48, or women, it's $25. Like, and we'll send it to you. It's a surprise, but it's all like our awesome, like our best t-shirts, sweatshirts, all that good stuff. So we'll send you Ike's secret sack. It is a pretty awesome deal, and we enjoyed creating that name for you.
I'm glad you're talking about that sack. That's a really good sack. The other sack's not. Well, thank you guys for watching tonight. Definitely appreciate you chiming in. And we're gonna head to bed. We've got I've got a little trip tomorrow planned, early day. Gonna be out in the salt water once again, fishing for some stripers with the chop block. Not that color.
I have a really fun day tomorrow too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to a pet communicator.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is true. Listen, if you're watching, we're not making this up.
We're not making this up.
Becky's talking to a pet psychic tomorrow. Is that what you would call it?
No, she's a pet communicator.
But basically, she's a psychic.
I don't know. They don't use the term psychic.
Oh, but
she's a pet communicator.
So what does that mean?
I want to know what my dogs are thinking. I mean, Quincy barks at us all the time. I want to know what he's saying. Listen, you can make fun of me all you want, but if this lady tells me some crazy stuff about things that are actually happening in his thoughts, I am like, I'm in heaven.
We'll definitely keep you updated on the pet psychic communicator at the next Ike Live.
Listen, I'm going to give her information out because if she's good, I'll let y'all know. Or maybe I won't because I want to call her every day.
If she's good, you're going to give her information to everybody?
No, because then I want to keep her for myself.
All right. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at the next Ike Live, and we'll have some information from
you got to do the exit.
The pet communicator. Here, I'll let you do this. I don't know how this is.
You know, y'all are. You know, you guys are intrigued, and you want to be in. I don't even know how to get to this.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. It was a good show.
Thanks for coming out. Do you want to sing a song?
Oh wait, here's the dog coming in now. Let's communicate with him. Come here, Quincy.
I can't even get to where we're supposed to be. They've changed us all up. Thank you so much. We're gonna leave you now. Bye bye.
Do you fish for excitement? Do you fish for passion? Do you fish to get outside? Or do you fish to win? Abu Garcia for life.
You guys know I'm a power junkie, not just on cranking, but on my trolling motor batteries. The days of running 2, 3, and 4 batteries is over. Guys, we've got this new system, and this is going to be what I run. We've got a 31 that will run everything in my boat, electronic-wise, 1 battery. We've got a 36 that will run my trolling motor all day, 1 battery. Last but not least, we tie it into 1 charger, charging both batteries, and we've got an amazing system. Tie that into 3 posts, little visual indicator, Bluetooth, NEMA. You add all those things together, and you've got a system that's going to change the game. Check this out. It's the brand new Pro Guide batteries and charging system. It's a game changer.
You know, right now where we're standing, we're in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is right there. This is the concrete jungle. And, you know, a lot of those kids, as they grow up, they don't fish. It's interesting because they're surrounded by water. You know, the Delaware River, the Schuylkill, ponds, city park lakes. But they don't have the influence to cast, to fish, to have a rod and reel. And that became our focus, you know, is to target kids in what we call non-traditional areas, you know, urban areas, city centers, where the population's high, and let these kids have an experience. You know, it's amazing. I mean, some of the experiences we've had, whether it's Central Park in New York City, here in Camden, other parts of the country, even just casting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to see it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And you know, you see these kids have this experience they've never had, and they light up, you know? The big thing, I think, for the Ike Foundation is we're not saying we want all these kids to become professional anglers.
No.
It'd be great if some of them did, but we want them to have that fishing experience because it ties them to so many other positive things. The outdoors, nature, conservation. Ecology, you know, all these amazing things in life that maybe they wouldn't have been exposed to any other way. We're trying to help with that. So it's important. It's important for us. Yeah. We're proud of it.
I subscribe to Bass U TV, and so should you.
Great place to learn about anything you want to know about bass fishing.
You get it at Bass U. We got the best of the best.
I'm not just an instructor, I'm a subscriber.
I'm John Cruz, and I am a subscriber.
You can always learn, and watching Bass U is definitely helps with that. It's something that I like to do, and it's definitely something that you need to do.
If I'm still learning, you should be too.
Subscribe to Bass U because you'll learn how to catch a lot more fish.
Ike Live, brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.